Swamp Base is a very old base on 2B2T. It was created in 2011 by Fiskie and XCC2, but not that many players know the story behind it. Today in this video, I'll be telling you the story of Swamp Base from the perspective of XCC2. The story begins when a player named Fiskie joined 2B2T in early 2011. He was a new player and was invited by XCC2 through the main chat to come to NFE. When Fiskie wandered to NFE, he went during one of the larger griefings at NFE. He stayed there for a few weeks, and he and XCC2 would fix up the place. Shortly after, one of the biggest events would occur at NFE when Arthur McGuire and his group TNT'd NFE to complete dust. Fiskie was demoralized and said he wanted to go farther out to build, and XCC2 agreed to go with him. Fiskie would start heading out to find a place to settle, while XCC2 logged out till the next day. While Fiskie was looking for a place, he remembered that right after 2B2T updated to the version where swamp biomes were introduced, he decided to find one and create the base there. Around October 2011, he traveled over land and ended up at the coordinates X12500, Z14500, which were also in new chunks. The next day, XCC2 traveled to the coordinates, and Fiskie had started building what he would call Victory Mansion. They built some crops and started coloring sheep, which was also a new feature at the time. They had an orange sheep that was around for a while, and he was named Orangey. XCC2 built a small bridge to basically nowhere, and then started building a small house with a fountain in the courtyard. Fiskie went on to build a tall tower up on a mountain nearby, while XCC2 started on a giant wooden mansion. After the tower was finished, Fiskie built the storage building, and they did some work on the underground below it. Eventually, Police Mike 55 showed up, and he built a cobblestone generator underground below the storage building. XCC2 finished the wooden mansion and produced all of the bookshelves inside by hand. For him, it took forever to grow all of the spruce to build the mansion and make the bookshelves. Fiskie was building the UMOD tower out of glass and stone brick at the time, and then began construction on the underground railway system and stations. He did a lot of digging and construction of various workshops and stations along the routes, which passed through an NPC village that the group expanded by hand. The village had a few buildings, but the group added a few more. While building the railway, Fiskie also started building a village into the side of a mountain along the route, but it was never quite finished. They would keep building for a few months, and had several visitors who came and started building structures, which were also never finished. One of the visitors was an old Facepunch player from the dawn of 2B2T named Slagathor09. He was a friendly visitor who XCC2 had routinely chatted with. He was responsible for the building of several of the famous Facepunch bases, including Camp Facepunch, which was only 500 blocks away from spawn. Slagathor explained that he found the swamp base while walking back to his own new base, which was only about 4,000 blocks away, and invited XCC2 to come visit. XCC2 would go with him, but that's a story for another day. If you traveled to the end of the rail line and into the desert a few hundred blocks, there was a Sandstone Castle that someone started and never finished. No one knows who built it, or if they even knew that Swamp Base was nearby, so it stayed untouched for a while. Fiskie disappeared around this time, and XCC2 never saw him again. When Fiskie left, XCC2 moved on and did other things, and ultimately, someone found it and griefed it, so XCC2 abandoned it. Right after the Russia War started, some players found it and started restoring the place. They invited XCC2 to come out, and he did, and they did a pretty good job repairing it. However, the repairs didn't last, and he was griefed soon afterwards, and the players who repaired it also disappeared. Today, Swamp Base is somewhat recognizable. There is a massive lava cast over the whole town, but you can somewhat see some blown up structures if you look around. It's cool to see that old bases like this are still remembered till this day. Thanks for watching. I would like to thank XCC2 for the information for this video. Leave a like and maybe consider subscribing for more information like this in the future. Anyway guys, stay fast and see you guys next time.